of this chapter is the idea of variable. Now in the above example, we have found a rule to give the number of matchsticks required to make a pattern of else. And the rule was that number of matchsticks required was equal to n. So what was n over here? That n is the number of else in the pattern, and n takes the value 1, 2, 3, 4. Any value you can put of n. Now let us see in the table. In the table the value of n goes on increasing. As a result the number of matchsticks required also goes on changing, that is increasing. Let us see the table. Here you can see the number of else formed if they are increasing. Here from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if it is increasing, then number of matchsticks required are also increasing. You can see 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. This way they are increasing. So here n is an example of a variable. So what is n over here? N is a variable. Its value is not fixed. N value you can put 1, 2, 3, whichever you want to find out the number of matchsticks required. I want that for 2 else. How many matchsticks will be required? Then I will put n is equal to 2. So 2 multiplied by 2 is equal to 4 I will get. So this says that its value is not fixed. It can take any value from 1, 2, 3, 4. Any value you can put of n. So we wrote the rule for the number of matchsticks required using the variable n. So n over here, which is not fixed, it is what? A variable. The word variable means something that vary or change. The value of a variable is not fixed. It can take different values over here. Now let us see more matchstick patterns. Now in the further we have seen the how to make else. Now here we will see how to make C. For one C we need how many? 3 matchsticks. For 2 we need 6 matchsticks. Here you can see the table. If number of C's formed is 3, here 1, 2, 3, then number of matchsticks is 9. Here what relation you can see? If you want to say that what rule you can apply over here, then the rule is that number of matchsticks required, it will be equal to 3 multiplied by n. Why? You can see all are multiples of 3 over here. Here 1 multiplied by 3 you will get 3, 2 multiplied by 3 you will get 6, 3 multiplied by 3 you will get 9. That means that every number of matchsticks you want, then you have to multiply the number of C's formed multiplied by 3. Then you will get the number of matchsticks required over here. So if we want for F, then the same pattern is going to follow over here. So one may use any letter. Now it is not compulsory that you can use only n if you want to write down the formula or rule for that pattern. You can write down any letter, that is M, L, P, X, Y, Z, any letter you can write down from the alphabet. To show a variable, remember a variable is a number which does not have a fixed value. Variable is also a number, but it is not having any fixed value. For example, the number 5 or the number 100 or any other given number is not a variable. So if there is a fixed number, that is 5, 6, 8, 10, 100, 1000, all these are numbers. We have studied about the numbers. They have a fixed value. That 5 means 5 only. So all these are all what? They are fixed, and so they are called numbers. But if the value is not fixed, then they are variables. Similarly, the number of angles of triangle have a fixed value. Now any triangle you take, then you count the number of angles formed by that triangle. Then how many are there? They are always 3. So 3, it is a fixed value. So the number of angles of triangle is what? A fixed value or a constant. The number of corners of a quadrilateral is fixed and it is not a variable. But n is an example we have looked, it is a variable. It takes a various value as 1, 2, 3, 4. So the which is going on changing and changing, that is variable, and whose value is not fixed, it is a variable. See a practical example that students want to buy notebooks from the school bookstore. Price of one notebook is ₹5. And Monu wants to buy 5 notebooks, Appu wants to buy 7 notebooks, and Sarah wants to buy 4 notebooks, and so on. All different students want to buy different number of notebooks. So how much money should a student carry when she or he goes to the bookstore to buy notebooks? So how much, that will depend on how many notebooks he or she want to get. So here if we prepare a table, that number of notebooks required and total cost in rupees. If there will be one notebook, you have to pay how many rupees? 5 rupees. So if there are 2, then 10 rupees. If 3, then 15. 4 notebooks you want to buy, then 20 rupees you have to pay. 5, then 25. So on. We don't know how many notebooks are required. So there is m number of notebooks are required. M is what? M is variable. We don't know, or the value is not fixed. It may be 60, 70, 90, 40. Any number of notebooks the students may want to buy. So for that total number in rupees. So now total how many rupees they might be wanting. So here you can see that if 1 then 5 is there. 2 then if this 2 we will multiply it by 5, then we will get the answer 10. Same way if we will multiply 3 with the 5, then 15 we will get as answer. That means that if this number we will multiply it by 5, then we are getting the total cost in rupees. That means if it is m, then what we will get? Simply that m we have to multiply it with the 5. So if number of notebooks required is m, then total cost will be how much? It will be equal to 5m. So the rule for this table becomes that total cost in rupees is equal to 5 multiplied by number of notebooks required, there are 5m. Now another example is that for a Republic Day celebration in the school, children are going to perform mass drill in the presence of the chief guest. They stand 10 in a row. In a row, how many students are there? In a row, only 10 students are there. So how many children can there be in the drill? So how many children there can be in the drill, that we have to find out. Here the number of children will depend on the number of rows. So if there is one row, there will be 10 children. So from here that if in one row 10 children are there, then how many? Whatever number of rows will be there, that much number of the number will depend on how many rows are there of the children. So if there are 2 rows, there will be obvious. In one, if it is 10, then in 2 rows, how many it will be? 10 plus 10, 20. If 3 is there, then 10 plus 10 plus 10, 30. That means every time we are multiplying by 10. Here, if 1 row, then 1 multiplied by 10, we will get the 10 students. If 2 rows are there, then how many children are there? There are only 20. How? See, 2 multiplied by 10, so you will get 20 children. So if there are arc rows, we don't know that how many rows are there. So for that we will say that it is a variable r. So if there are r rows, then how many children will be there? Simply multiplied by 10. So the number of children will be 10r. Now, in all the examples seen so far, the variable was multiplied by a number. In all the patterns also we have seen that the number was multiplied. For first we have seen that the pattern was 2 multiplied by n. And other patterns it was 3n and all that. And the last example we have seen that was 10r. So in that all these things, what is relation between 10 and r? That they are multiplied. There can be different situations as well as in which numbers are added to or subtracted from the variable as seen below. Now here there can be another situations also that the numbers may not be multiplied but will be divided or can be added or subtracted. So let us see. An example is given over here that Sarita says that she has 10 more marbles in her collection than Amina. If Amina has 20 marbles, then Sarita has 30. Now here the situation is there that Sarita says that she has 10 more marbles in her collection. That whatever number of marbles Amina has, 10 more Sarita has. So if Amina has how many? 20 marbles, then what will Sarita have? More 10. That means that 20 plus 10, how many? 30. So Sarita will be having 30 marbles. Now if Amina has 30 marbles, then how many Sarita will be having? 30 plus 10 is equal to 40. So what relation is there between their Sarita and Amina's marble? That Sarita's marble is equal to Amina's marble plus 10. Here you can see if Amina is having 20, then Sarita is having 30. That means 20. Whatever Amina was having, if we will add, means plus 10. Then we will get the answer of Sarita's marble. So here the formula becomes that Sarita's marble is equal to Amina's marble plus 10. So now for a general formula, then we can say that Amina's marble we denote it by a letter X. We don't know for any how many marbles does the Amina has. Is there any fixed value? No, fixed value is not there. So we will take X. So here X is a variable. So what is X? X is a variable over here, and we can take any value from 1, 2, 3 to so on. How many you want to find, you can take that value. So using X we write Sarita's marble is equal to X plus 10. The expression X plus 10 is read as X plus 10. It means 10 added to X. So what is the meaning of X plus 10? That what we are adding? 10 we are adding to X. So if X is 20, then X plus 10 is 30. If X is 30, then X plus 10 is 40, and so on. That means if X value you are putting 20. Here I will put 20 over here, then 20 plus 10, what I will get? 30. So it is 30. So X plus 10's value is what? 30. Now if X I am putting 30. X putting 30 over here, then 30 plus 10, what is 40? So X plus 10's value will become 40. So this way for different situations, different problems are given to you, and you have to write down what a mathematical expression for it. Now let us see the another example here, that Raju and Balu are brothers. Two brothers are there. Balu is younger than Raju by 3 years. When Raju is 12 years old, Balu is 9 years old. A relation is given between Balu and Raju's age. What? That Balu is younger than Raju by 3 years. That means that Balu is elder and Raju is younger. So when Raju is 12 years old, Balu is 9 years old. So here suppose, we don't know what is the age of Raju and Balu. So first suppose that Raju is 12 years. If Raju is 12 years, then what will be Balu? Balu is 3 years younger. Then we have to minus 12 minus 3, then it will be 9. So Balu's age will be 9 years old. Now when Raju is 15 years old, then Balu will be 12 years old. Now here we don't know what is Raju's age. So we suppose that it is X. So it may have any value. Let X denote Raju's age in years. X is a variable. If Raju's age is years is X. Now we want to form the formula. Then what we will do? We don't know Raju's age. So we will suppose it equal to X. And then Balu's age will be what? Whatever age of Raju, that if we will, from that we have to minus 3. So Balu's age in years is X minus 3. Thus the expression X minus 3 is read as X minus 11.1. Find the rule which gives the number of matchsticks required to make the following matchstick use a variable to write the rule. Now here you have to write down the rule. 3 I have taken from the Z. Now in a pattern of letter T as T. Now for making pattern of T, then how many matchsticks are required? You can see 1 and 2 matchsticks are required. So what will be our rule? Our rule will become what? 2 multiplied by n. N is what? Variable. So number of matchsticks required will be equal to 2n. Next is a pattern of letter E as. Now E you have to make out of how many matchsticks? That we will count. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 matchsticks we require for what? For making E. For 1 E we need. For 1 E we need how many? 5 matchsticks. So for making 2 E, how many we will need? We will need 10. So on we will go on. Then what will be there? What rule we will find out? That we have to multiply it by 5. 5 multiplied by 2. So here if 1 then 5 multiplied by 1. If 2 is then 5 multiplied by 2. That is equal to 10 we are getting. So we have to multiply it by 5. So 5 and here n. N is what? Variable. So here number of matchsticks required will be 5n. Now another pattern, that a pattern of letter A as. Now A you have to make, but how many matchsticks are required? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 matchsticks are required. So simply with 6 we will multiply n, then we will get our rule. So number of matchsticks required will be equal to simply 6n. So whenever you are given the question that find out the pattern for any letter you have given and the that letter is drawn with the use of matchsticks, then how many matchsticks are required for that letter? Then you have to write down and multiply it by any variable, that is n. You can use any other letter instead of n also. Number 4. If there are 50 mangoes in a box, how will you write the total number of mangoes in terms of number of boxes? Use B for number of boxes. Now here it is given that in one box how many mangoes are there? 50 mangoes are there. And you have to find out total number of mangoes. Total number of mangoes in terms of number of boxes. We don't know how many mangoes are there and how many boxes are there. But only it is given that in one box only 50 mangoes are there. And one other thing is given that use B for the number of boxes. Now here already variable is given that you have to take B for what? Number of boxes. So first thing what we will write down is the number of boxes is equal to B. We don't know how many boxes are there, so we will take B. Now in each box how many mangoes are there? 50 mangoes are there. So number of mango in one box, it will be equal to how much? 50. So if we want to find out the total number of mangoes, we have to multiply this two. Yes or no? So total number of mangoes, it will be how much? 50. In one there are 50. One box, then 50. Now if two boxes are there, then how much it will be? It will be 50 and another box again 50. 50 plus 50, it will be 100. That means this 50 you can write down 50 multiplied by 1. Here 2 multiplied by 50. Sorry, 50 multiplied by 2. Now if they are 3, then it will be 150. So this 150 you can write down 50 multiplied by 3. So here you can see number of boxes. get number of mangoes, what we are doing? We are multiplying the number of boxes with the 50. So the formula we are getting to find out total number of mangoes is simply 50 multiplied by B. Here we were going that it was 1 box, here 2 box, 3 box. Now we don't know what is the number of box, but it is given that we have to take it as B, which is variable. So the number of mangoes will be how much? 50 multiplied by B. So it will be 50B. This is your answer. Now a bird flies 1 kilometer in 1 minute. Can you express the distance covered by the bird in terms of its flying time in minutes? Use T for flying time in minutes. Now a bird is there, speed is given that 1 kilometer in 1 minute. So what is given? Speed is given. Now what we have to find out? We have to find out distance. Distance we don't know. Speed is given. Speed is given what? 1 kilometer in 1 minute. Speed is equal to 1 kilometer per minute. So if we can write down 1 kilometer by 1 minute. And here time we have to take what? T. Use T for flying time in minutes. So T we have to take time. So time is given T over here. Okay, T minutes. So first of all you should know what is relation between speed, distance and time. So here we know that speed is equal to distance by time. Here we want to find out the distance. So distance will be equal to speed multiplied by time. So let us see how we have to write down the answer. First, what is given that we will write down? That flying time in minutes, it is given T. So here we will write down time taken by bird in minutes. It will be equal to what? It will be equal to, here T we have to take. So it will be equal to T. Now another thing, speed is given. That we will write down. Speed of bird is equal to 1 kilometer per minute. Okay, this T is in minutes. Now what we have to find out? We have to find out the distance. So distance covered by bird, it will be equal to speed multiplied by time. Speed multiplied by time. Here speed is what? 1. Time is what? T. So 1 multiplied by T, it will be equal to T. We are talking about distance. So it will be T. How much? Here kilometer is given distance. So T is equal to kilometer. T kilometer. So distance covered by the bird will be T kilometer. So this is the answer. So this way you have to solve the other problems also. Rules for geometry. Now in the mensuration chapter we have already learned about some formulas. For that formulas we will find out the rules. First, perimeter of a square. We know that perimeter of any polygon of a closed figure made up of 3 or more line segments is the sum of length of its side. So if you want to find out the perimeter of any closed figure which is made up of more than 3 or more than 3 line segments, then the general formula was given that simply we have to multiply, we have to do the sum of the length of its sides. So here we are talking about a particular polygon that is square. So the perimeter of a square is equal to sum of the lengths of the sides of the square. So here a diagram is given in that the length of the side we don't know, we are simply taking it L. L is what? Variable. The length can be any number. We we don't know that how what is the length. So simply to find out the perimeter of the square, we have to add all the sides of the square. That means how many? All the 4 are of same measurement. So simply 4 multiplied by L. So 4 times the length of the side of the square is equal to 4 multiplied L is equal to 4L. So general formula you can say that the perimeter of square, suppose we say that perimeter of square is equal to P. Then here you can write down that P is equal to 4L. So perimeter for the square, that is P is equal to what? 4L. L is what? L is nothing but the length of side of square. Next we will see for the perimeter of the rectangle. Now for perimeter of rectangle, here a rectangle is given. Now here in rectangle, the opposite sides will be of same size. So here, same length or breadth. So here length will be there. Length we are denoting it by L, and breadth we will say it is B. So we know that the perimeter of rectangle will be equal to what? 2 and the sum of the length and breadth. So it will be equal to, perimeter of rectangle is equal to length of AB, length of BC, length of CD plus length of AD. That is equal to what? AB and BC are same. Here you can see AB and BC are same. So we can write down 2 multiply length of CD plus 2 multiply length of BC. That is equal to 2L plus 2B. So the rule therefore is that perimeter of rectangle is equal to 2L plus 2B. So if perimeter we will write down P, then P is equal to what? 2L plus 2B. That is the general formula for what? For perimeter of rectangle. Now we will see rules for arithmetic. Now for the numbers, we have seen commutativity of addition of 2 numbers. Now if you will add 4 plus 3, you will get 7 answer. And if you will add 3 plus 4, then also you will get 7 answer. That means that 4 plus 3 and 3 plus 4 is equal. Now for any number you want to write down, then how you can write down? Suppose we take any number, let A and B be 2 variables which can take any number variable. Now we don't know for any number we want to write down, then what we will take? We will take a variable that is A and B. 2 different variables we need because here 2 different numbers are there. So A and B. So for commutative of addition of numbers, we can write down that A plus B is equal to B plus A. So this is the general form of commutativity of addition of 2 numbers. Now next is for multiplication. Commutativity of multiplication of 2 numbers. Here also we know that 4 multiplied by 3 is also 12 and 3 multiplied by 4 is also 12. That means that 4 multiplied by 3 is equal to 4 multiplied by 3. So this property of numbers is known as commutativity of multiplication of numbers. So here also we can express them in the form of variable A and B. So here we are talking about multiplication. So A multiply B is equal to B multiply A. So this is the rule. Now distributivity of numbers. For distributivity, 7 multiply 38. Now 38 can be written as 30 plus 8. Yes. So it will be equal to 7 multiplied by 30 plus, after that 7 we have to again multiply with the 8. So plus 7 multiplied by 8, it will be equal to 210 plus 56, it will be 266. So here what we need that 1, 2, 3. 3 numbers we need. So we will suppose that let A, B and C be 3 variables, each of which can take any number. Then A multiply B plus C is equal to what? AB plus AC. So this is the rule for the property. Which property? Distributivity of numbers.